So I'm here with, yeah, I say this sometimes, but I really mean it. Like, I really love you guys as actors. I always love y'all on screen, so it's always good to see y'all. It's good to see y'all as a pair in this movie. When you think back onto Christmas movies that maybe you watch now or that you watched as a kid or something that was around that time, what stands out to you?
Well, we were talking about that earlier, and
Yeah.
and it seems like the animated
ones, yeah.
Yeah, when you were young, you watched them year to year to year to year.
Exactly.
And it was a good time.
The Charlie Brown Christmas, Grinch that Stole Christmas, all these, it's fun movies.
I guess it was all like the same movies because it was just like 3 channels back in the day. We all watched the same thing. So
same programming, same time of year. Exactly.
But how does it feel to bring, not only like another movie that's for the Christmas spirit and the Christmas time, but to bring Langston Hughes' work to the big screen? How fulfilling is that?
Very, very excited. I was a big Langston Hughes fan growing up, and that's actually how I got into acting, was through his poetry, and through his words. It really was.
Yeah, it's an honor to get to kind of show the legacy and stuff, and I think it kind of reflects itself a little bit because you think about the Harlem Renaissance and you see them and you have this image of them, but then us as a couple, we kind of carry a little bit of that kind of feeling,
the
of
spirit of what it was then.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think it says a lot to, about forgiveness and family and all these things that a lot of people are probably dealing with at home. Do you think art helps people kind of identify some of their flaws or some of their problems and deal with it?
I do think makes people talk, makes dialogue begin, and even if for a moment you start to consider, can I make up with them? Can I forgive him? Can I talk to her? It's as simple as that. Then there's some success in like this movie, as well as entertaining them.
Why is forgiveness so hard? Like, why is it such a hard thing to do sometimes? Like, why we can't just let stuff go as easily?
Because we were right. We feel that we were right, and you feel that you were right about it, and you were right. Are there 3 rights? We gotta find a way and a place to negotiate and to be the first one to say, sorry about that.
Yeah.
Well, both of you have gotten a lot of awards, and this is a big year for movies, and hopefully we'll see some awards go to some of these great movies that's come out. But I have to rewind back to 1994, and you and Jessica Lange, were both up for Best Actress. Do you ever look at that movie and look at the significance of What's Love Got to Do With It and say like the voters missed out on that one? Or do you ever think that or anything?
No. I try to think that things happen in the way that they are supposed to, for whatever reason. Sometimes the reason will, it will reveal itself. Sometimes it never will. But it was all good. It was a great time for a young actress coming through, trying to do something, and that 20-something years later, people are still affected and still speak about it.
It's a powerful performance.
Yeah, sometimes there are performances that are not spoken for that long. But so it was a great opportunity, and it touched a lot of people, and for that I'm truly grateful.
It's one of those performances that that's imprinted in your head. You can see it. I can see her in the cafe, with the cake. I can see, in the house. You know what I mean? And when she was in the recording studio, I can see her like first, with becoming a Buddhist, and it was just, I can just see. I see you on the stage singing. I'm thinking, oh my gosh, it was amazing. You know what I mean? So I think people are going to be talking about it forever.
And last question, they deal with a little bit in this movie with Jacob's character being accused of stealing, but racial profiling has come up in New York with the Barneys and Jay-Z support and everything, and I know that you had a situation earlier this year. Yes. What do you think it's going to take for those type of situations to stop? Is it some legislation, or is it something that we do as a community? Like, what's the solution to
legislate love?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's a number of things. I mean, obviously we have to evolve as human beings. I mean, people still have to evolve, but I think we still have to acknowledge that certain things are wrong, and if we see that there's a problem and that the laws are allowing there to be an exacerbation of that problem, then we do have to change them. You know what I mean? In that case, when we talk about laws, we're talking about actually the removal of certain issues, like with stop and frisk and certain things, and who it affects. You know, when you look at the stats, it's crazy.
Yeah.
But you know, I think it's a number of different things that have to be addressed. You know, in order for that to happen, I think empathy has to be dealt with. And I know my foundation is starting to work